Well, hi everyone, good morning. In Acts chapter 14, we read from verses 1 to 7, where Luke recorded what happened in Iconium, where Paul and Barnabas preached the gospel. Listen to what Luke says in verse 3, Acts chapter 14 and verse 3. But the apostles stayed there a long time, preaching boldly about the grace of the Lord. And the Lord proved their message was true by giving them power to do miraculous signs and wonders. But yet despite them doing these miraculous signs and wonders, Luke tells us that the town of Iconium was divided over what Paul and Barnabas were saying, over the preaching of the gospel. I mean, this sounds strange, doesn't it? God does miraculous things through Paul and Barnabas. People believe, yet many people in the town continue in disbelief. In fact, not only do they not believe the gospel, but they plan to stone Paul and Barnabas to death for proclaiming the gospel. There's a familiar saying, seeing is believing. But in spiritual matters, that's not always necessarily true. Sometimes skeptics will say, show me a miracle and I'll believe. But even if they saw a genuine miracle, they'd still doubt it or look for a natural explanation or find another reason to continue in their unbelief. I'd put it another way. I'd say believing is seeing. But seeing is not always believing. Whether God does something for us or doesn't, whether He heals us or doesn't, or whether He opens a door miraculously for us or doesn't, God is still God. The danger of loving God because of what He does for us means that our love is in the wrong place. Our love is in the gift and not in the one who gives the gift. When your and our and my love is based on what God does for us, we can fall into the trap of thinking that when things go pear-shaped, God doesn't love us. But that's a lie from you-know-who. I love how Paul puts it in Romans 8:35. Listen to this. Romans 8:35. Can anything ever separate us from Christ's love? Does it mean He no longer loves us if we have trouble or calamity, or are persecuted, or hungry, or destitute, or in danger, or threatened with hardy-dars flying over? I'm going to shoot those things. Anyway, no. See, Paul goes on. He answers his own question 3 verses later in verse 38. He says this, I'm convinced that nothing can separate us from God's love. Whatever you're going through this morning, I want you to be encouraged. Nothing can separate you from God's love. Amen. Well, I trust you're going to have a great day. May God bless you, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow morning.